Hello and welcome back to my journey from normal to Norway. This is a bit of a different episode. I feel like I say it every time. It takes me a while to post again. I can't believe it's been this long, but really when I saw that it had been over a month at this point, I don't understand how a month already went by. That was so fast. Um, there have been, I've been fine, but there have been some like challenging things that have happened. My catalytic converter was stolen, so that's been fun. I've been dealing with that. But everything, every struggle or hardship pales in comparison to something that happened this last week. By the title, you might be able to tell that this video is about a specific person. My great friend, Anita, one of my oldest LA friends. I think our friendship was getting to close to 15 years. She's had some health ups and downs the last few years. And I hadn't seen her since before the pandemic, but I received news on Friday that things had taken a turn for the worse and it wasn't looking good, which was pretty shocking. It kind of seemed to come out of nowhere. And it was a difficult weekend. Kind of not knowing for sure what was going to happen, but kind of thinking things weren't going to go well. She was just on my mind a lot over the weekend, and I was just thinking about, all the wonderful things that she's been and done in my life. She passed away on Sunday evening. I found out Monday morning. And I go through waves of being able to talk about her more easily and less easily. Her family and friends did a couple of really awesome things over the weekend that I would not have thought to do, but I thought were really amazing. So I feel like I want to pass them along in case they're helpful to any of you out there in the future. One thing was they sent out a link to send in, short little I love you videos to Anita. And they had so many responses that they had to set up a second link to accommodate it. And in the end, almost 200 of those videos went in. And I don't know how aware she was or was not, but they played those for her in her hospital room. And they also created a collaborative playlist on Spotify where people could go and add songs. And so I went and added a few that were meaningful to her and I. And I mean, that playlist got to be over 12 and a half hours long. There's so many songs on there. And they were playing that in her hospital room as well over the weekend. And for one, I just love that that was in the air for her, whatever state she was in. I was also glad that it's something that her family could experience. Her mom and her brothers and her uncle were there. And then for me and the others in my position, those of us who loved her and were having a difficult weekend thinking about all that was going on, feeling so far away and helpless and useless. It felt like little action steps. It felt like things that I could do that made me feel active and made me feel part of it, and made me feel like I was helping, even if just a little bit. So those are a couple of things that I really enjoyed that I wanted to pass along. she was such an amazing friend to me, and such an inspiration as well. And I think that is maybe even a bigger reason why I wanted to talk about her on here, because she lived. She was always, you know, seeing people and doing cool, fun things and trying new things and going to new places. And she was just so alive, and she really did it, you know, she really went after it. And she lived the kind of life that I think when you get to the end of it, there's not a lot of room for regrets. And I feel like there's been a couple of areas in my life that have really been highlighted for me this last week, of things that if this were the end for me, I would really regret. And as hard as those things are to realize, I'm grateful for the realization. I'm grateful for that light that was put on those areas so I could really see in an even stronger sense what's important to me. And it's maybe things that I've just kind of thought, oh, there's time for that, it'll happen, I don't want to force it, or I have fears around it. And not that I want to force something now or be stressed about something now, but it was just a really good reminder to receive of how I want to live and who I want to be, and what I want to be part of my life, and who I want to be part of my life, and how I want to be seen and known and remembered. And so yeah, that's been something that's been really on my mind this week. But you know, a big foundational part of this YouTube channel is wanting to live, not just to exist. That's the whole normal versus Norway. If you haven't watched any of the videos where I've talked about that, you know, my normal has been just living inside the box and playing it safe and following the rules and just getting by, just existing, just going through the motions of each day. And for me, Norway, I still don't know if that's going to turn into me living there someday. But if not, it's at least a metaphor for adventure and just waking up and trying things and living. Really, it's choosing to live every day, every moment, every opportunity when I have that choice, to not go with the usual safe route, but to go with the exciting unknown possibility for growth route. So because that is such a foundational part of this channel, I really wanted to talk about that part of Anita, that she really was so inspirational to me, and I'm sure so many others in that way, to see her just love life, to not have all those doubts and insecurities and fears that have held me back, that I've allowed to hold me back. If she experienced those, man, she just she just knocked them down and moved right along, you know? So that's a really good inspiration for me, and something that I will remember her for and be really grateful to have had her in my life for. I want to let that be the legacy that she leaves on my life, that the memory of her inspires me to pursue my dreams, to take chances, to step outside the box, to cross the line of security, surety, to go from the known to the unknown, and to enjoy that journey, to revel in taking that leap. So, yeah. Anita was one of the good ones. She was one of the great ones. And I've been really lucky to have her in my life. And as her memory inspires me, whether you knew her or not, I hope that me sharing about her here will pass that inspiration along to you. Yeah, that's it. So to Anita, thank you. I love you. Until next time, ha det.